All right, and the final page is everyone's favorite type of problems to do, which are word problems. So let's take a look at number 1. Erica is hanging her little sister's artwork in her room on a 10-foot wall. She has 4 drawings, each of them are 15 inches wide. You want the artwork on the wall so that the distance from the edge of each drawing to the nearest edge of the wall is the same distance between drawings. We want to know what is the distance. Now, before we even start, we need to make sure that we understand what's happening in this problem here. So let's draw a picture. Over on this side, I'm going to draw that wall. And what we know about the wall is that it's a 10-foot wall. She has 4 drawings on this wall, and each of them are 15 inches wide. So let's do drawing 1, that's 15. Drawing 2, that's 15. Drawing 3, that's 15. Drawing 4, that's 15 here. You want the artwork on the wall so that the distance from the edge of each drawing to the nearest edge of the wall is the same distance between each drawing. So our goal is that we want this, 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 and this to be the same exact size. Now, we don't know what the side is going to be, so if we don't know something, we call it X. Now, a special note that you guys need to make is that they said that this is 15 inches, but they also said that this was 10 feet. You cannot have 2 different units. So that means that you gotta change them all into the same thing. And like I've mentioned to you guys before, changing feet into inches is probably the easiest way to go. So that means to change feet into inches, multiply by 12 to get 120. So, using this information right here, we're going to build an equation. What we know right now is that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 x's. And we're also adding that to 4 of these 15-inch drawings. And all of this together is going to equal to 120 inches. Start building up your equation. I have 5x plus 4 times 15 is equal to, 60 equals to 120. This is now a 2-step equation. One more time, this is a 60. First thing, subtract 60 on both sides. 5x is going to drop. 120 minus 60 is equal to 60. Divide 5 on both sides. X is going to equal to 12. So that means the distance between each picture is going to be 12 inches. Let's take a look at this example, which I think was the trickiest one out of all of these. 3 consecutive numbers are added together. So let's start off with that. Consecutive. That means like 1, 2, 3, 100, 101, 102. It could be 64, 65, 66. So all you need to know about these consecutive numbers is that it's one after the other. So if I have the number 1, to get to my next number, I would have to add another 1 here. If I wanted 3 from my first number, I need to do 1 plus 2 to get to my next number. If I want the next one, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 4, etc., to get my next. So let's kind of brainstorm this out. We have the first number, we have the second number, we have the third number. We don't know anything about them except that they are consecutive. So our first number, we need to start off with x. Okay, and that x can be any number. It could be 5, it could be 10, it could be whatever. Now, let's pretend that this x is equal to 5. My next consecutive number would be 6. But how do I get 6 from using that number 5? And what you would do is x plus 1, because 5 plus 1 will get you 6. All right, going back to this one right here. What happens if you want to get that third number? So this is 5, 6, 7. How would I get 7 from that number 5? And what I do is I'd add 2. Okay? All right, now that's the basics of what consecutive numbers are. The next part is actually quite tricky, so please read this along carefully. 3 consecutive numbers are added together. So let's start off with that. I have x plus 1 plus x plus 2. Okay? Now, They're added together so that the first number, which is x, plus 3 times the second. So I need to do 3 times the second number here plus 6 times the third number. All right, you guys see that? So that the first number, which is x, plus, which I did plus, 3 times the second. So if our second number is x plus 1, we need to do 3 times whatever that is. Plus 6 times that third number. If our third number is x plus 2, we need to do 3 times x plus 2. And all that equals to is 115. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to start building everything up by distribute, distribute. X plus 3x plus 3 plus 6x plus 12 equals to 115 here. All right, so now put all of our x's together. X plus 3x plus 6x. Move all our numbers. This will equal to 10x plus this will be 15, 115. You now have a two-step equation. Subtract 15 here, subtract 15 here. 10x equals to 100, divide 110 on both sides. X is then equal to 10. All right, so that means the numbers are 10, 11, and 12. All right, last two problems, and please make a special note about these two because you will see a problem like this on your test either on Monday or Tuesday. All right, so let's start. Mr. Hankins decided to buy a deck of cards and notebooks for each of the 12 members of the Bridge Club. Each notebook was $175, and overall, Mr. Hankins spent $51. We want to know how much did each deck of cards cost. So let's think about what he bought. He bought a deck of cards and he bought a notebook. Now it says he bought it for each of the 12 members of Bridge Club. So that means every single member got a deck of cards and a notebook. The only thing we know is that the notebook cost $175 and that overall he spent $51. So let's build on that. Each person got a deck of cards, which I'm gonna call X, and they got a notebook, but we know the notebook is $175. This is what one student got. And what's happening is that 12 members of that Bridge Club is getting this, this thing right here. And overall, he spent $51. Now start building and solving your equation. 12, multiply, multiply. You're gonna have 12x plus 12 times 175 will give you 21 equals to 51 right here. Subtract 21, subtract 21. 12x is going to drop. 51 minus 21 will get you 30. Divide 12. Divide 12, x is equal to 250. So that means one deck of card equals to $2.50. Now, over on this side, this is a similar problem, but please read this carefully. On second thought, Mr. Hankins decided to buy each of the Bridge Club a deck of cards, different price from the deck in the previous problem. So that means it's not $250. We're not going to use this problem, okay? But it's just similar to it. So he ended up buying a deck of cards for each of the 12 members, and he hosted a pizza party for the club. And that party cost him $65 in total, and he spent $104 on both the deck of cards and that pizza party. Now, the thing that you need to realize about this is that each kid got a deck of cards, which we don't know the price for. Each kid did not get their own pizza party for $65. Instead, the entire class shares this $65 right here. So to build my equation, it's going to be 12x, because each person still got a deck of cards, plus 65. So the kids are sharing this pizza party, so that's why it's not in parentheses. Okay, if it's in parentheses, you're basically saying that, oh, each person got this in there. Equals to 104. that is your equation. So subtract 65, 12x equals to 104 minus 65 is going to equal to, I don't have that one. Okay, 104 minus 65 is equal to 39. Divide 12, x is equal to 325. So in this situation, the deck of cards is worth $3.25. So please let me know if you guys have any questions about the study guide or anything like that. I will be on my laptop pretty much most of this weekend anyway. So please let me know if you guys have any questions.